In this video, we unbox $10,000 worth of vintage Canadian gold and silver bank bars. Welcome to Silver Bar Stacker, folks. I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying their day. Now today we've got a crazy unboxing, and I've already taken the liberty of taking this big beautiful pouch outside of the multiple layers of boxes, and this isn't just going to be any unboxing, folks. This is going to be a $10,000 unboxing of beautiful Canadian bank bars. Yes, folks, they're coming from over the border, and I'm super excited, eh? So let's go ahead and get straight into it, my friends. Well, let's go ahead and get straight right into it. Now this right here, I was super happy to find a Handy & Harmon canvas bag. I actually don't have any Handy & Harmon pieces, but for those who may be familiar with Handy & Harmon, they actually have some vintage pieces out there as well. So I'm going to be as careful as I can possibly be here when cutting this open, because I don't want to damage this actually very, very pristine condition canvas bag. But this right here, folks, is going to be the absolute mother load. There's 10 grand worth of stuff in here, both gold and silver, so I'm super excited to get right into it, folks. Let's go ahead and do it. Now, I don't think I'm going to go ahead and take things out one by one. I was going to, but I think what I'm going to go ahead and do it, I'm just going to go ahead and whoosh, just like that, folks. We've got the packing slip here, what I can take a look at, and folks, this is going to be absolutely beautiful. Just shy, folks, of 10 grand. So let's go ahead and see what it is that we've got here, folks, and start off with this beautiful box here. This box is hefty, so this is probably not the original box that whatever this came in, because I know I didn't buy anything with the original boxes, and that too, this doesn't look like anything Canadian bank bar related. So it looks like there's some hefty amount of items in here, because it sounds like there's multiple items in here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside this green box here. Opening it up, and inside we've got some absolute deliciousness. There's the gold, my friends. In fact, there's no gold anywhere over here, so I'm excited to say that we actually opened up the best part first. We've got some beautiful gold here, and this gold, to be exact, is some TD Bank Johnson Matthey gold, and this isn't just any gold, folks. Very recently on the channel, I actually showcased a 20-gram Johnson Matthey gold, and all things happen in pairs, my friends, because at that time it was the only example that I'd ever seen, and very, very shortly thereafter, one of my other main suppliers reached out to me and said, hey, I've got something for you that I've never seen before. And I could not believe my eyes when I saw the second one a couple of days later, because I had to tell him. I said, you know, the very first one I'd ever seen of these was less than 2 days ago, and boy, where was I happy to be able to grab a duplicate so quickly. So let's go ahead and take a look at this up close. We've got the 20-gram Johnson Matthey gold bar, and the beautiful thing about this bar right here is take a look at that serial number, super low, 688. And who knows how many of these things are out there, to be honest. I mean, I'm only aware of 2 examples, both of which I possess, and we got the TD Bank reverse there. Now, TD Bank definitely made some larger gold bars there. I'm definitely aware of the 1 ounce variation for both JM as well as Engelhard, and then of course we've got smaller variations as well. I know there's a 5 and a 10 gram as well, so very cool that I was able to pick up a 20 gram, because this, from my experience, tends to be the most scarce. I really have seen this less than any of those other weight classes that I mentioned. So super excited to pick up this 20 gram gold TD Bank bar, and just as I had mentioned before, we actually have a beautiful 10 gram as well. So paired with that 20 gram, we've got a 10 gram gold, so almost a full ounce of gold here in the form of TD Bank fractional Johnson Matthey gold bars. And take a look at that serial number, even lower, 229. Wow. So 3-digit, super low serial numbers, and this one is very, very good condition. So super happy to add those 2 pieces of fractional vintage Canadian bank gold to the stack, because really, truthfully, it's not something that I think I'll ever have an opportunity to buy again. At least, you know, maybe not at a reasonable price ever again. So to me, this is very, very special. Probably the highlight of this unboxing for me. But we got to go ahead and see what else it is that we've got, both in this box as well as the rest of it. So let's go ahead and quickly look at these. And what's actually beautiful about these is that we've got so many TD Bank Johnson Matthey bars, but as soon as we flip them over, you realize that, hey, there's a couple different variations here. And first thing we notice off the bat is some of these are going to be fine silver 999 on 3 lines, and some of these are going to be fine silver 999 on 2 lines. Now what we can first do is just separate those two, right? Because what's going to happen is these ones over here, these are going to be the rarest of this bunch for sure. These fine silver 999 on 3 lines are actually going to be 1000 mintage. So you'll notice that the serial number is quite low actually on these. They're all in the 1 and 2000 range, and very, very nice early example of a TD Bank bar right here. The 3 fine silver 999 on 3 lines, 1K mintage. So I was happy to add some of these not so commonly seen variations. But over here, we also have more TD Bank variations, and these are going to be fine silver 999 on 2 lines. And something I want to keep an eye out for here is going to be the boldness of the font. And when I say the boldness of the font, I'm talking about the boldness of the font on the text here. So if we got a bolder font, that's going to be a 2K mintage, and if you got a mintage rather, and if you got a thinner font, it's going to be an 18K mintage. So you got to closely look at the font, and it's easier when you're kind of comparing side by side here. Honestly, it's very difficult for me to tell which is which here. Maybe when I look at the serial ranges, I might be able to tell, but very, very difficult for me to tell. So you either got the 2K or the 18K mintage over here. We'll have to do a side by side comparison once we see some of the other TD Bank examples that I've got in front of me. Next up, we've got a whole smorgasbord of 5-ounce bars here. But before we get into that, in that box, there's one more 1-ounce bar, and that's going to be one of my favorite 1-ounce bars, as well as 10-ounce bars to collect. So let me go ahead and set aside these 5-ounce chunkers that we've got here, and we'll take a look at those after we take a look at this beautiful 1-ounce bar that we've got left inside the blue box. Now this one right here is going to be an all beautiful toner right here. Very, very dark natural toning. And this right here is going to be the original factory seal, and this is what we're going to call the Royal Bank of Canada silver bar here. It's a 1K mintage bar produced by Johnson Matthey, serialized on the back, and one of my favorite bars. I just absolutely love the design here. That Royal Bank stamp is super, super cool. Next up, folks, I'm going to set aside all the extra packaging here and showcase what we've got here going on for the 5-ouncers. Now, over here, you take a look, and we've actually got 3 different fine silver 999 on 3 line, and when we switch these over, they're all TD Banks, okay? So when it comes down to it, you've got your TD Banks on the 10-ounce and the 5-ounce. Both will have variations where there's fine silver 999 on 2 lines and 3 lines. Okay, when you're looking at the 10-ounce variation, fine silver 999 on 2 lines is going to be the rarer one, and the 3 lines is going to be the more common one. When you're looking at these ones, those 5-ounce TD Bank Johnson Matthey bars with the fine silver 999 on 3 lines end up being a 500 vintage. So these are going to be the rarer types and the earlier types, whereas the fine silver 999 on 2 lines is going to be 1000 vintage. Okay, so these fall into a tier 1 category, and when it comes down to the TD Bank 10-ounce bars, right, we've got quite a few of them here. Both of these, no matter which type we're looking at, both of these types are going to be tier 1. Tier 1 basically means anything that's 500 vintage or less. And the thing about the TD Bank JM 10-ounce bars is that you got one of them that is 250 vintage and one of them that is 500 vintage. And so, like I was saying, when fine silver 999 is on 3 lines on that 10-ounce bar, that's going to be your more common one. But by common, we don't mean that it's common. We mean that it's 500 vintage. And we mean that this is 250 vintage. So very, very cool to have these beautiful examples. These are some of my favorite bars to collect, and so I'm very thankful that my supplier kind of reached out to me, because he knew that I wanted these. He knew that I wanted these. He made me the offer. He said, hey, I got everything. Everything was an offer I could not refuse. And then in it, he threw my favorite 5-ounce bar to collect, which is going to be the 5-ounce Scotiabank bar. This is one of my favorite bars to collect because it's very, very rare. 500 mintage, super low mintage compared to, let's say, a Scotiabank 10-ounce bar produced by JM. Those bars are going to be 10,000 mintage. This is 500 mintage. So a huge difference. Tier 1 versus not Tier 1, maybe Tier 3 or something like that. Next up, we've got Scotiabank here, and we've got Scotiabank here. And I was just talking about that 10K mintage Johnson Matthey Scotiabank, but the thing is these have a little bit of a wider body, and so when we flip them over, we notice that both of these are actually going to be Engelhards. Okay, so the JM ones look a slightly bit different and have a big difference in mintage. These ones have an estimated mintage, I believe, of 500 mintage. It used to be 250 mintage. I recall that distinctly, but it is now, of course, a 500 mintage estimate. So still quite rare, still a tier 1 bar. And take a look at this. These serial numbers are very close to each other, just 2 apart. So that's really, really cool. I would say that it's almost imperative to kind of preserve those together as a set. So the Scotiabank Engelhard bar, I love it. But nothing to me tops the Johnson Matthey 10-ounce Royal Bank bar. Again, that stamp on the back is just absolutely great. And the thing about these Royal Bank 10-ounce bars is that they've got an estimated mintage of 250. So they're very, very, very scarce, very high premium, and I really, really like to pick them up whenever I have an opportunity to grab one. Now, the last thing that we're going to show here is going to be a super, super uncommonly seen thing. In fact, what's even more crazy about it is that it's a full sheet of them. So a full original sheet of actually 10-gram silver bars, sequential serials there, and really it's very, very rare to be able to see 10-gram bars at all, and so this is something I had to hop on. The premium was very high, but to me it was worth it because I was able to preserve a nice factory sealed set of 10-gram sequential serial logo back Johnson Matthey bars. When it comes down to these bars, they have a very low mintage, 5,000 mintage. So very, very rare bar here relative to the 5-gram bars. I was really, really happy to be able to pick up a nice sequential original sheet of them. So hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I hope you have a great rest of the day and a wonderful weekend ahead. Cheers. Oh, and if you haven't had a chance to yet, be sure to check out our social media landing page at solo.to/silverbarstacker. There you can find our direct website link, which is silverbarstacker.com, as well as our links to our other social media channels, such as this very YouTube channel, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our TikTok page, our Twitter page, and we also have the link to our Whatnot page, which is where we actually run our live auctions and actually also have all of these same SBS drops that we hold. We run those same drops on our Whatnot store, and we also have live auctions happening literally all the time. So the way that you can be notified about those auctions is to be following us there on whatnot.com/user/silverbarstacker. And we hope to see you there, folks. Thank you, and have a great day.